Greetings, celestial souls of the divine source light, activating new earth codes here now through the galactic portal of the I Am Presence. So many downloads, so many activations today. My solar plexus is totally lit up, totally activated. To the point if this energy gets any more intense, I'm sure I will internally combust. But that's okay. Now with the solar plexus, many are feeling intense sensations in that solar center. From a burning sensation to an expansion to vibrations, itching, many different things. This is that solar center of the solar plexus chakra of the yellow. We're in the yellow seed wave spell, which will end on the 29th. So from now until the 29th, into the 444 portal, will be daily activations and downloads. And you can think of the solar plexus and the physical vessel as the Vesica Pisces of the lower and middle Dantian. Now where the lower Dantian, the sphere or the circle, overlaps the middle Dantian, the two spheres connect, the two circles overlap, creating what looks like an eye or a fish. That's the Pisces. That overlapping circle, which creates an eye, has symbolized to the ancients Pisces, the fish, or the all-seeing eye of Horus, which is different than the all-seeing eye of what people see in the Illuminati. They are not to be confused. See, the nefarious ones took everything that was good from the ancient and twisted it into the dark aspect or the false self. So we're resolving all these convoluted concepts or miscreations through this revelation, the great revealing of that which is hidden, the occult. That is, the apocalypse is revealing the occult or unveiling that which is hidden. The veils are being lifted. It's symbolic in many ways. And now let's for a moment take a look at what's going on in the collective, especially in the U.S., which is this concept of quarantining, or what is being called social distancing or isolation or solitude. And this is very cohesive or coherent with the internal journey, seeking the kingdom of heaven within. Now, although we have guides, spiritual guides, angelic beings, ascended masters that we work with, the journey into and through the kingdom of heaven within, you can think of the heaven or the source or that which is beyond the void. Many ancients saw the void or the emptiness as the heaven, the sacred space that contains all manifestations. And then the source or Great Spirit, Creator, beyond even that concept, beyond all concepts. So this journey within, now throughout our life, myself, the going to the masters of the ancient divine alchemy arts of Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, even the Christian mystics I trained with, to free myself from the construct of the matrix. It's the concept of being in the world but not of the world. I exist here in this world, but the world does not manipulate or control my consciousness. The con was to convince consciousness that it was separate from God, that it was living in sin, in the sine wave, and that is the living, but life itself is eternal, which is source light. So as a guide myself, a teacher, the best we can do is guide the initiate within into that still center, but it is up to that individual to step through the doorway themselves. It is an alone journey, because that is atonement, coming up to the mirror, facing ourself, looking into the eyes of God, stepping into the freedom from the known, through the unknown into the unknowable. That leap of faith, that leap into the abyss, is something only you can do consciously. The angelics cannot force you through the gates of heaven. Our star brothers and sisters cannot force us to awaken. That is free will. That is a journey that we came here for. They might assist us on this journey, but it is up to us to manifest new earth by living from our heart center in pure love, pure awareness. Now with this 17 energy coming in today, this spike of 17 hertz, so many people are seeing through this Q collective, this Q energy. There were the lost gospels of Q, Q meaning quell, the source. Now regardless of what is being manifest through the internet and social media, this is beyond, this is a multi-dimensional thing. So regardless of the intent, we let that all go and connect. Use discernment. I always teach never to follow anyone blindly, even myself. Use discernment. Know you know the truth that is beyond words, that cannot be touched by any concepts. You know, when you hear the word, someone trying to convince you of the truth, know that that is still not the truth itself. With the 17 energy, it's bringing up many other codes. Today, the Gene Key 17 from the Gene Keys from March 24th to the 29th is Omniscience, Gene Key 17 from Richard Rudd. And the 29th will be the last day of this yellow seed wave spell into cosmic consciousness, quantum leap of consciousness. And the first masters that I trained with first came to me when I was 17 years old. The first Zen master, Sensei Ogoi, where I was initiated into the Zen Shin Sangha, which started my spiritual journey through many of the ancient traditions, Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism, the ancient Christian mystics, shamanism, connecting with the Ojibwe, the Navajo, the Crow. Sifu is Mongolian shaman of the Blue Wolf clan from Mongolia. But the masters made sure that I understood this very basic, simple concept to transmit to the world that you are the truth and that the truth itself is beyond all concepts. Once the words come out, once the mouth moves to try to convince someone of their truth, that's already separating from truth. Now we use the words, the guide, for the mind to conjure up the concept of seeking the kingdom of heaven until it conjures up a feeling that emanates from the 0 point at the center, and we let go of the words, and then we allow the feeling to carry us, the feeling of love, joy, bliss, harmony, peace, to carry us to the doorway, the sacred door, the gateless gate. The mind is the gate, and this is a feeling thing. We use the words to conjure up the feeling, the thoughts to conjure the feeling, to go within, and then we let go of the feeling and dive deep, go all the way through and through and through, not stopping until we break on through, realizing there is nothing to attain, there is nothing to do, but let go, let go, let go. And as we merge with the eternal conscious mind of bliss, we bring that back with us into this realm, into the story, into this simulation, to uplift, to enhance, to expand the love, the truth, the courage, and the bliss that is here now. And know, when the smoke clears and the dust settles, we will be victorious, because love always wins. Ultimately, only love is real, and only fear dies. So we let go of the fear, we let go of the conflict, the doubt, the worry, and activate our full faith and courage as an infinite conscious co-creator, with the collective and source as our guide, the great spirit, the great mystery. And this is why the ancients, the Taoists, Buddhists, and Native American, the natives of the world might use the word great mystery as the best they could do to point to the moon of enlightenment. And the Zen masters made it very clear that all concepts, all words, all descriptions are merely fingers pointing to the moon symbolizing enlightenment or source light. The human mind wants to stare at the finger and debate and contradict, all for the purpose of being right or correct. As a child, I never cared about being right. I only cared about the truth. The truth is more important than any self-centered or self-important desire. So we release all self-importance, self-pity, as we merge with the still center, the true self that is beyond duality, beyond greater than, less than, into the equal, the neutral, the center, activating the path with heart. There's an old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot force it to drink. And that is the spiritual journey of all initiates and disciples of truth. That is the free will that cannot be forced upon any consciousness. The best we can do as guides and teachers and way-showers is lead the student, the disciple, to the sacred water, and it is up to them to dive into the still waters, into the void, into the abyss, fully conscious, fully aware, full of courage and full of confidence, knowing that in the end, all the manifestation was a temporary simulation of learning, experiencing, experimenting, and expansion to learn and understand our infinite self through the eyes of a sacred vessel. Aho. So with this collective type of quarantine, isolation, or what do we call it, the social distancing, it's kind of symbolic. And I've heard this from multiple starseeds, most starseeds being introverted. Now, most of us have both, but most of our lives, especially those empaths and very sensitives that have lived an introverted life, we're thinking, now the collective gets to see how I lived my whole life. But joking aside, it's very symbolic and synchronistic of the sacred space, making the space and time to practice our spiritual arts, to go within, that type of alone journey. 410 just came through for someone. Now there was a koan that Sensei Ogoi from Japan used to give us. Born alone, gone alone, come alone. And this symbolizes the spiritual journey, coming into this body, coming into this vessel as an alone journey in consciousness. Gone alone, leaving this realm. Obviously along the way we're assisted by our guides and angelic beings, but it is an individual consciousness. Just like the child within, only you can express love to that child that's within you alone in the stillness. So we have the born alone, gone alone, and then the come alone, meaning stepping through the gate is an alone thing. It's something that cannot be forced upon consciousness. It is a decision that you alone can make for your spiritual journey. And most of you are ready. Most of you have prepared your whole life for this ascension process. And as a guide, the journey within, consciously, as we breathe into the vessel and quiet the mind, all the masters would teach to turn off the internal dialogue. You can use the internal dialogue to tell yourself that the journey begins, to breathe deep, calm, relax the body, whatever it takes to get you into that quiet state. Relaxing the body, mind, and the spirit, becoming totally still, and allowing your awareness to let go into whatever the feeling is within, the feeling inside, the feeling in the body, and the sacred vessel. It is always calling you home, that still center, the still white magnetic light of the central sun within you, and allow it to pull you in. You might feel the vortex, the sacred vortex that spirals into the center. Allow that to bring you in, to carry you in. And then as you stand before the doorway of the kingdom of heaven, you step through. It is up to you. It is your decision. It is free will to re-merge, to remember, reconnect with your highest self, beyond all duality, beyond all the heavens, beyond the void, all the way through and through and through, as you step through freely, fully conscious, fully aware, and you experience and remember the pure awareness of your true self, beyond the filters and all concepts, which is the true divine love of the great mystery, source creator, Aho. So there will be a global mass meditation with millions of Lightworkers, warriors of the light around the world, around this realm, on the 444 portal, April 4th and April 5th. That'll be Saturday and Sunday next weekend, not this coming weekend. This weekend will be the cosmic connection of the final days of the last wave spell, the yellow seed, into the full blossom of the gold lotus, the gold light, the golden Buddha, gold Christ light, so that we can activate all beings in all realms through the 444 portal. I'm planning on potentially doing a live stream with my team and many Lightworkers, so you can connect on the Facebook group, the Divine 44. Yes, we'll be giving updates on that. We'll be talking about this meditation. So be sure to share with your teams and networks and connections in your Lightworker communities about, many of you have already seen this global mass meditation, April 4th and 5th. So I'll be giving out more information on that in the next coming week, 2 weeks until the event. But until then, keep practicing your meditative spiritual practices, preparing your sacred vessel for this great journey of the Great Awakening event. And there are no guarantees on the exact day, time, but we are prepared, we are ready, and we are vigil, knowing that we are on the precipice. We have reached critical mass. We are beyond the point of no return into the eternal, the infinite love, the infinite life, the infinite light of true source. Namaste. So we begin today's first transmission from Divine Sister of the Light, Laura Pleiadian, and this will be the New Moon Invocation. And there will be a link on the YouTube video. This will only be on YouTube, the link to our website, primedisclosure.com, for the transcription of the transmissions here. So this invocation will be in the link below, but it'll only be on YouTube. So if you're seeing this on any other website, be sure to follow this or connect to primedisclosure.com, and it'll be primedisclosure.com/New Moon Invocation. So the New Moon Invocation from Laura Pleiadian, I am the Queen of Light.com. Holy Presence, all that I am, I fully embrace this sacred new moon as the new beginning that it is in my life now. I live, breathe, and move in harmony with the cycles of nature and the moon, and I embrace the ancient rituals of long ago now. As I pass through time, I hold as sacred in my heart all new beginnings as divine with each breath I take. I open myself to receive fully on all levels of my being, the heart to see, the eyes to embrace, the body to be glorified in love's eternal embrace. Through the quickening power of the silver light of this new moon, primal ancient power of ancient secrets long ago, awaken in my cells the holy remembering of the union, sun and moon, and now, as the ocean depths and the moon's embrace fill my being with ancient goddess power, I rise in the holiness of all that I am. In the knowing all that I am, the moon, held deep within me, flow and bless this new beginning, my sacred light, my presence, all that I am now. From the Pleiadian delegate, the Queen of Light, Laura Pleiadian, and also from Laura, the new moon, March 24th, 2020, in Aries, rebirthed through the Chrysalis. And yes, happy new moon in Aries, beloved beings of light. This is a very powerful new moon. Many of you are feeling the Ascension energies fully kicking in now, fully activated. The grid is totally lit up. Feel into that. On Tuesday, March 24th, 2020 at 6:28 a.m. ADT, this powerful new moon in Aries blasts its energies into the healing of wounds, as this, the COVID-19 virus, now hits all of us with our vulnerable wounds exposed. This exposed feeling is symbolic of the opening up and the being subject to the facing of our own deep fears, to be open, to be healed, to be ultimately loved and resolved, and once and for all within us. The opportunities abound amid the crisis of fears opening as we learn more to our hearts, as it now begins the only way to live, thrive, and survive. To say the going through this will be challenging is a great understatement. For those in their hearts, this is the final dissolving of a world that once survived without a strong heart leading the way. This world is yours. This very unique experience of this world is completely dissolving, shattering, ending. What is there to do as you literally watch this unfold before your eyes? Entering your heart will be the glorious love and mystical merging that is the balm of everything, opening you up to everything that you really desire. This is the only true foundation of being. Wounds exposed, crises, death and rebirth are all on the table, as well as your complete transformation to the new you, the conscious you, rebirthed through your heart into a new world. We have the moon sextile Saturn, which brings to light all that is to face, so as to be the only that lives through eternal being. We have Chiron and Lilith conjunct this new moon, which brings the transformation of heart and vulnerability into the greater union and merging of the masculine and feminine. Chiron, the masculine aspect of Lilith, merged, they are the divine couple, the Jesus and the Magdalene, and the Merlin and the Morgan Le Fay. This is here now, as are the oversouls leading the way, as the radiation of pure love, enveloping all those as the chrysalis of the new earth is birthed through this. From the newdivinehumanity.com. And from Judith Kusel, energy upgrades are pouring in as the shift is accelerating. It is a time of deep contemplation and reconnecting with what gives higher meaning and purpose to life and living. We are shifting from mindless living to conscious living once more, where one is consciously creating one's life in highest alignment with the purpose and calling of one's soul. When I do my soul readings, I often stand in awe at the caliber of souls who have incarnated and are incarnating. Some are highly evolved and advanced souls, yet so often they forget who they are and allow life and systems to shut them down. It takes a huge wake-up call to awaken these souls, and this is exactly what is happening now to a much higher and extended degree. In the deepest sense, your soul was created by the divine, with special gifts and talents, purpose, which you need to reflect back to the divine. We are only truly fulfilled at the deepest levels when we live in highest alignment with our soul and what it has been created to reflect back to the divine by serving from the heart and soul. When you serve from the heart and soul, you will be out there serving, for you cannot do nor be other than this. It is what gives meaning and purpose to your life. It is there in your daily living, your daily prayers, your thoughts, feelings, and actions. Every morning when I do my early morning meditations and before I start my daily schedule of soul readings, teaching, etc., I ask that I be used as an instrument by the divine, and that I be used in the highest and best way for the highest good of all. When I surrender my whole life and being, I find that crystal clear guidance comes, and that often I will be shown the greater picture and given information regarding the cosmic upgrades and what is happening on our planet Earth. It is only when one totally surrenders that one is able to be led in profound ways. Instead of resenting the current lockdowns, let us remember that in truth it is serving humanity in immensely powerful ways. It is waking up so many slumbering souls, and more than this, it is forcing us into introspection. It is reminding us of our own mortality and what we need to make most of the life given to us. It is teaching us vital lessons in highest mastery to live in this world but not be of it. When suddenly the veils lift and we can see clearly, tears of awe and gratitude come. We start becoming grateful for all and everything, for those we loved and those we still love and those who are there waiting for us to meet them so that we can experience even greater levels of love and being loved. The energies pouring in are cleansing and clearing in the highest degrees. There is this immense push for change on all levels now as the old disintegrates. There is the time before the virus, mindlessness, and there will be the time after the virus, mindfulness and huge heart openings, where we will be able to see truly, and where we will be reborn into a much higher conscious awareness, and from this a new impetus will rise for accelerated ascension with great love. Indeed, we will find love at the deepest and most sacred levels we did not have access before. We are now being pushed through disintegration so that we can be put together again in much higher and greater and more profound ways than ever before. From JudithCusel.com and from Divine Roberts, we have entered a new energetic cycle. We have a new moon in Aries today. This will be the first new moon of the astrological new year. 2020 marks the start of a new world emerging. We are in the beginning phase of some major transitions. There is a system failure that is occurring. Schools have closed and many people have lost their jobs overnight. This is going to affect everyone on a massive scale. Many are feeling the call to step up and assist during this time. The old systems based on fear and control are no longer able to function in these high frequencies. We are anchoring into a 5D crystalline grid. This new moon has a powerful energy. Many waves of energy are still coming in to assist the collective. This is a new beginning for everyone. We have a chance once again to become a galactic society. We are seeing the effects of these energies and are beginning to grasp just what they are capable of. Many warriors are rising from the ashes of the old. We are also experiencing a collective purge. There is a lot that will continue to surface. These shadows need to be healed so we can fully step into our light. This is an amazing time to do some spring cleaning. It's an amazing time to be planting seeds through your intentions. Fire is the ultimate purifier, so it's a powerful time to be healing the collective. We are being encouraged to meditate more. This will help not just yourself, but the entire collective. From sparksofdivinelighthealing.com. And from Here in the Moon Astrology, Tuesday, March 24, 2020. Also another 222 portal. When you focus with soul eyes, you will see home in many, many places. From Clarissa Pincola Estes. A heads up, today's Aries new moon on the equinox world axis is a game changer. This is when the spiritual rubber meets the reality road. If you are sensitive, just sense this extremely rare pause and polar shift in the space-time continuum. Chronos, linear, Earth time, is switching to Kairos, time, out of time. The entire global population as one unified field is now at the intersection between realities, between fate and free will. The Earth's heartbeat, the Schumann resonance, is spiking in a new rhythm with ours. As predicted, this is a cellular transfiguration, the shift from 3D to 5D embodiment when you finally realize that your body is the vector of your transformation, not your mind. The new moon is conjunct Chiron and the black moon Lilith and square the karmic nodes of fate as volatile Mars conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn. The high stakes of this unprecedented global quarantining are going to be raised yet again. More positively, this blast of pioneering world axis Aries energy will accelerate breakthroughs in the control, management, and understanding of the virus. This is a universal sacred medicine. It starts with you, with each of us taking responsibility for our own healing. Chiron brings the antidote, the medicine, like lancing a toxic boil. What ails you is only and always what you think. It is not the situation that causes your suffering, but what your mind does with it. As I wrote back at the eclipses in July 2019, the node of fate in Cancer is reinforcing, literally, our dharmic mission of the last 18 months and the need for you to put down roots wherever you are, develop an unbreakable inner sense of security and belonging, create sanctuary, call in the tribe and the family, Be empathic and nourishing. Engage with the world as a warrior for change in support of our planet. Make your sanctuary your base camp for action, not a monastery. As above, so below. Notice how the phrase social distancing entered our vocabulary exactly as Saturn, restriction, is entering Aquarius, social. All our affiliations, tribes, families, and friendships will be stretched and tested, strengthened or cut in the next 2 years as we use our technology, Aquarius, to change our neurology and our routines, Saturn. Stop watching the old world burn, release what was, accept what is, create what must be. New, everything accelerates yet again in April. From here in the Moon Astrology, that's co.uk. And from Astro Mama, new moon in Aries, massive new beginnings. You are stronger than you know, healing the wounded self. On March 24th, the moon, which rules the soul, emotions, intuition, and inner core, becomes new at 4 degrees of Aries. New moons are all about starts, initiations, and fresh beginnings. Aries, the first zodiac sign, represents the pioneer, passion, fiery innocence, courage, and entrepreneurship. The new moon in Aries is here to bring a new chapter of hope, faith, and the willpower to begin new chapters. Aries, being the first zodiac sign, is a rather youthful and innocent energy. While we are living in such unique and quite distressing times, the Aries new moon will be a call to action and stimulate our inventiveness and courage. This is an excellent new moon to begin projects and plans, even from home, that inspire and delight our willingness to move forward. Even though Aries as a sign tends to be youthful, it takes a tremendous amount of strength and tenacity to be the first zodiac sign. Birth, like death, is a messy process. We must remember this fact as we establish new routines and constantly changing circumstances. Remaining gentle and malleable within these new dynamics will be important. Our warrior heart will be activated by La Luna, anew in Aries, but so will our ability to be compassionate with ourselves and others. The main aspect the new moon in Aries is making is a conjunction to Chiron, the wounded healer, who is also in the sign of Aries. Chiron, the wounded healer, is an asteroid that sits between Saturn, which represents the past, and Uranus, which represents the future. Chiron always shows where our deepest wounds lie, but with awareness and willingness, he also shows where our greatest healing is held. Chiron conjuncts the new moon in Aries will bring up the wound of the self. Through the time we are now spending apart, this wound is becoming more recognized and acknowledged. It is as though this aspect is awakening us to the fact that while self-preservation is key, the ultimate success of our survival is when we work together. Chiron conjunct the new moon will show where we have been selfish, perhaps unknowingly. The me society has actually left us more disconnected from our inner truth and core than we realized. This aspect is here to alleviate the wounds surrounding self-worth and self-neglect. There's a deep, profound healing that wants to liberate our soul and reconnect us to our heart. The Aries new moon is here to conjure up the ability to begin again and find the strength and willpower to think outside the box. We are in such unique times that La Luna in Aries wants to give you a leg up and remind you how strong and resilient you truly are. A fiery passion in the belly is emerging, and it's time to create a brand new life. This is most important, especially within the current times we are in. Survival depends on adaptability. The new moon in Aries reminds you that you have always been a warrior of love, and Divine wants you to always remember this fact. She is here to bring courage and fiery tenacity to begin once more, fresh energy to start new plans, and the belief and faith in the human spirit. We will be under the effects of the new moon in Aries for 2 weeks until the full moon in Libra on April 8th. Today from Rick Jewers. Minor solar flashes have been created in the etheric, which will begin to be equated into this timeline shortly. These flashes are being created as a result of the Mother Creator aspects being enhanced through the highest divine unions during a preparation process. The highest divine work is done in the etheric state and then translated, integrated into the lower timelines such as the current primary ascending timeline. Divine Mother and Father aspects, representatives, are incarnated here in the physical at this most auspicious time to serve and fulfill the transcending of the human experience in conjunction with the overall ascension. This specialized group of divine unions are the prominent creators assigned for this reality and the transition thereof, under strict guidance of the overall divine plan of Mother, Father, Prime Creator. Your attention is required in activating the Easter Island Stargate and reversing the lesser timelines and memories from ancient experiences upon Gaia. As with Atlantis, Lemuria must rise as well, so the energetic history can be accommodated to the new with the old premise that something went wrong, erased. There is to be no negative emotional baggage to be carried forward from these times. The script was written for those times as perfect, and this is to be fully realized and accepted as you rise into the higher divine knowledge and memory of your point of origin. You are to create yourself out of the game, out of the lower densities. The absence of fear does this for you. Continue with your activations. For present happenings upon the surface, divinely assured, important playing areas are cleared for furthering the process at a more rapid speed. Love and light, Rick. And from the Gene Keys, Unlocking the Higher Purpose Hidden in Your DNA by Richard Rudd, March 24th through the 29th, 2020. Gene Key 17, Omniscience, Farsightedness, Opinion. How can we harm another when we realize that they're a part of us? How can we harm another when we're feeling so good? The 17th Siddhi is part of the tradition of sudden awakening. When someone sees through their denial, it shatters them wide open to the core. This is St. Paul on the road to Damascus. This is a thunderbolt. Richard Rudd from the 64 Ways. Gene Key 17, The Eye. At the end, we will remember all. We will be able to replay all our lives and see the thread of our evolution. All will be seen in its golden perfection. I have told some stories of omniscience during this series. There are many great teachers who have displayed this gift. It used to be much more common. In the highlands of Scotland, where I spent some years when I was younger, there was always a tradition of people with the second sight, and it was often passed on genetically through the same family. Always there have been seers and oracles in the world, but one day we will all see again through the single eye. It is the eye of the eye. Nothing is hidden from the eye of truth, so it comes towards the end of evolution. It's a kind of finale. When this eye opens, it opens in humanity as a whole. Illumination pours through it and purifies us. With sight comes the end of evil or corruption. That's why it's called the evil eye, because it ends evil. You can't hide from yourself. You have to face yourself. We see these images of deities with thousands of eyes. Imagine all those eyes staring into your being, and they don't just stare, they cleanse you. This is the gaze of God. Transcribed from Dare to Be Divine webinar series. 444 coming through. We've had 444 and 44 coming in all day. So this is preparing us for the 444 portal next month in a couple weeks. The gift sees in a totally new way, understanding the minute mechanics of life as well as seeing the whole picture. It allows universal knowing to settle within the logical construct of the left brain, which can then express the mechanics of oneness in totally new and fascinating ways. And from the I Ching, Code 17, following. Thunder rumbles beneath the lake. Oracle insights are visible. When the waters of the mind are still, omniscience is blissful awakening. Far seeing is vital initiative. Opinion is dissatisfied agitation. The elation of realization. When darkness falls, the superior man goes within and rests peacefully. And from the Zolkin Times, Kin 255, Blue Galactic Eagle. Galactic is the name for number 8, and its keywords are harmony, integrity, and model. The 8th day is all about restoring harmony in your life. Be a care bear and hug everyone, forgive and let live, and strive for integrity. Today is Blue Eagle, and keywords associated with it are creativity, mind, and vision. The eagle sees things from a higher perspective and then uses creativity to solve any problem it sees. This day is all about stepping back and considering the bigger picture. What do you see? Is your life awesome and yet you take it for granted? Have you forgotten about the path you are on? Maybe you have been so focused on the details you've forgotten what is important. The eagle also represents creativity, suggesting that with vision we are inspired to create. Combined with the number 8, the result is create harmony or envision integrity. We are nearing the end of the cycle of the Tzolk'in, and these last few days are very intense. The guide today is Blue Storm, which represents change, for today be guided by such a strong force means there is the potential for a big shift in our lives. Harness this energy and get things done rather than being blown away by it. And from Christina Papagiorgio, Blue Galactic Eagle, Kin 255, 24 March 2020, creating a galactic vision. 24/3/2020 equals 634 equal 13 equal 4. 24 charisma and magnetism joy. 6 heaven Christ harmony family. 13 cosmic consciousness the goddess natural lore. 4 form structure angelic earth. 3 Holy Trinity joy creativity. Kin 255 equal 12 equal 3. A very powerful visionary code today for transformation and global awakening. Day 8 of the spectacular Yellow Star wave spell, where we are awakening our sparkle and using our creativity to attract more beauty, grace, and harmony in our lives so that our lives become a living work of art. Today we are focused on the galactic perspective, modeling our minds on harmony and integrity. Tone of creation, galactic tone 8 in the mental realm, action, modeling, power, harmonize, essence, integrity. The galactic tone will influence much mental analysis today. The most important factor is that we model integrity in our thoughts, words, and actions. Are our visions based on harmony through integrity of being? Our plans need to be transparent and for the highest good of our community and planet, for them to hold up in these new energies. Our projects and business models will then serve as a model for others, following in our footsteps to hold the ideals of unity, peace, and harmony as a priority. At Tone 8, we have entered a new scale, and we are so proud. We just have to model ourselves for others. We have also mastered harmony at this stage. We are galactic, and don't we know it? And so it is written, God wins. Today's question is, how can I purify my mind and clear my vision? Modeling greater integrity and harmony through galactic service. Spread your galactic wings today and totally expand your perspective of what is possible for you and your planet today. In Icke a la Kin, Christina White Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66, Kin 255, Blue Galactic Eagle. The mantra, the code for today is, I harmonize in order to create. Modeling mind, I seal the output of vision with the galactic tone of integrity. I am guided by the power of self-generation. So there we have it for this most intense and auspicious new moon in Aries, as we are fully waking up, fully rising up, merging heaven and earth to create our true heart's delight, our true heart's desire, into this field of infinite energy, infinite potential, and infinite life. We are the wayshowers, inspiring and guiding others into the kingdom of heaven within, to express the kingdom of heaven without, the joy, the bliss, the harmony, and the peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey, beloved beings of light. Leave a comment below on what you're experiencing, what you're seeing, what you're feeling, your visions, your synchronicities, anything that may help and assist other lightworkers that are on the sacred path of the great ascension. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below and the little bell next to subscribe. And always remember, sharing is caring. So please share this with your teams and your groups around the sacred realm. Have a beautiful, blessed, and amazing new moon and sacred portal activations. Keep walking your path with heart, sacred warriors of the light. I love you all. Namaste.